we're going to review how to compare and order fractions with unlike denominators. First thing that you want to do is look at the denominators in the fractions that you're working with and ask yourself if they're the same. Well, in this case, we have a 3 and we have a 4. So no, our denominators are not the same. So that means that we have to find the least common denominator. This should be a review for you from last year. Once we have that least common denominator, we can write equivalent fractions, and then we can compare the numerators, just like we did yesterday. So we're going to think about the numbers 3 and 4. If you have a multiplication chart, you can use that to help you. But what you want to do is you want to think about a multiple that both of these numbers have in common. Well, in this case, that would be 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an equivalent fraction for each of these that has 12 as the denominator. So first let's think about 2/3. If I'm going to multiply 3 times something to get 12, I've got to figure out what that number is. Well, that's going to be 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So whatever I do to the denominator of my fraction, I also have to do to the numerator. So this is going to also be times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. Now I need to do the same thing over here with 3/4. What times 4 is going to give me 12? Well, that's going to be 3. So I know that I can multiply 3 times 3 and get 9. Remember, whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. Now I can just compare by looking at those numerators. I have an 8 and I have a 9. Well, 9 is greater than 8, so that means that 8/12 is less than 9/12. So 2/3 is less than 3/4. And if we look at our model here, we can see that there's less shaded on the 2/3 fraction than on the 3/4 fraction. So let's do a little bit of practice here. We need to figure out a common denominator for 9 and 12. One thing you can do is you can start counting by your largest denominator. So here I'm going to start counting by 12. So I'm going to ask myself, is 12 a multiple of 9? No. So let me try 24. Can I multiply 9 times anything and get 24? No. What about 36? Can I multiply 36 times anything? Can I multiply 9 times anything and get 36? I don't know. Let me count by 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36. So 36 is going to be my common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write two equivalent fractions that have 36 as my denominator. 12 times 3 is 36, so I have to multiply 7 times 3. That's 21. 9 times 4 is 36, so then I have to multiply 5 times 4, and that gives me 20. Now I can just compare my numerators, 20 and 21. Well, 21 is greater, so 7/12 must be greater. Let's look at this next one. Let me try it here. Let's see, I'm going to count by 8s, so then I would have 8, 16, 16 and 16. So I don't have to do anything with 3/16, but I can go ahead and I can take 1/8 and I can make it a fraction with 16 as my denominator. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 2 is 2. Well, 3 is more than 2, so 3/16 has to be greater than 1/8. Pause the video here. Go ahead and give this last one a try on your own, and then restart the video to check your work. Did you use 24 as your common denominator? If so, you would find that 16/24 is greater than 15/24. So now let's look at some ordering. We can do the same thing. We can start writing these out. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 5, 10, 15, oops, I guess I should actually write the correct number that I'm saying, huh? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, we're off to a good start there. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. I've got 3 now that have 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So 30 must be my common denominator this time. So I'm going to have 4 equivalent fractions, all that have 30 in the denominator. I can multiply 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and get 30. So 5 times 6 is 30, 4 times 6 is 24. 6 is multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means I have to multiply 5 by 5 and get 25. 2 is multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1 times 15 is 15. And then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is multiplied by 10. 2 times 10 is 20. So now what I want to do is I want to put these in order, but I need to use my original fraction. So look at my numerators. My smallest one is 15. Well, 15's, that original fraction was 1/2. So 1/2 must be my least, and I'm going to cross it out with one line so I know that I'm done with it. Well, after 15 is going to come 20, and 2/3 is the fraction that matches 20 over 30. So I'm going to write 2/3 as my second fraction and then cross it out one time. Next is going to be 24 over 30, and its original fraction is 4/5. So I need to put 4/5 as my next fraction and cross it out, which then only leaves 25 over 30, which is 5/6. I want you to pause the video and try the next one on your own, then restart it to check your work. Check your work. If you didn't get the same answer that I did, come and talk to me so we can figure out what's going wrong.